thank you for not giving up on us. Parang naisip, this group is hopeless. Ang ating ikatlong punto ay pupunta na po tayo. Tutumbok na po tayo doon sa punto natin, never give up. I think if there's some kind of a theme, a theme that is an underlying message of Jesus in most of his messages. Parang naalala ko nga yung speech ni
J.K. Rowling.
Also, J.K. Rowling nung nasa rock bottom na siya. At saka itong introduction ko po kanina kay Winston Churchill. When the war against the Germans is almost parang everyday they were pounded. Mga binabambo yung city ng London. Naalala ko po, nanonood po ako ng History Channel. Mahilig po akong manood ng mga documentary of the past. Hindi mga fiction lang, talagang totoo. And I realized, yung binabam po yung London. And then, yung instruction lang, never let your spirit be broken kay Winston Churchill. Alam niyo po yung ginagawa ng mga British while they were bombing. Just only to keep the spirit, para hindi po sila mawalan ng bagasa. Nasa nasa underground, mga tunnels and
bomb shelters.
Alam niyo ginagawa nila? They are not scared na nakadapa, nakatago. They were having music and then they were dancing. Pinakita talaga yung sumasayaw sila while gumaganon yung ilaw. And then they have loud music. Parang the leader yung never give up, when he said those lines, actually, he wants to prove it with the way he lived his life, the way he led the nation, and even the entire Allied forces. At ito po, parang it reverberates the very message of Jesus. Kung meron pong isang message ang ating pananampalataya, parang kasi ang image niya dito yung faith. Increase our faith. If there is something that will be helpful, na hindi ka talaga susuko. Hindi ka bibigay, sabi nga ni Kuya Willie kaninang break. Sana yung pananampalataya.
Di ba parati niyang sinasabi in another way, do not be afraid, sabi niya.
Yes.
Do not be afraid of those who can hurt your body but cannot do any further and cannot harm you any further. Sabi niya, be afraid rather of him who can damn you to hell, sabi niya, your soul. So, yung they can hurt your body, pero hanggat matatag ang diwa mo. Di ba yun yung isang dipang langit ni Amado Hernandez, sabi niya, ipiniit nila ang katawan ko, pero ang diwa ko natiling malaya, ang sabi niya.
Parang yung itong Jewish doctor na yung sumulat ng Man's Search for Meaning.
Viktor Frankl,
si Dr. Viktor Frankl. I never felt so free when I was even chained in a prison camp among the Germans when I decided not to eat in protest. I was parang
shackled.
Shackled, nakapiit, and yet he never felt so free in making the right decision.
Para sa akin, parang napaka-ironic niya. Parang, yan or even the better word siguro is paradox.
Paradox.
Parang kung kailan, it's when we are stripped of everything that we sometimes are prepared for something wonderful. Usually, most conversion experiences are mga ganyan, experiences of crisis or yung tipong yung utmost sense of desperateness or inadequacy. And then biglang magkakaroon ng twist and then breakthrough, yung hope.
Kung minsan naman, I find it ironic na sometimes man needs to be broken or go through such a horrible experience before realizing na here is a God who's been there all along, na parang, hoy, gumising ka, nandito lang ako. You turn to me. Kung ano-ano pa pinaggagawa mo . And I think we really don't have to go through a horrible experience. Itong pagbasang ito, Jesus is telling us, balikan mo lang, ano ba ang meron ka? And from that little will spring forth parang a wellspring of hope, of grace, of life. Yan ang kagandahan. And I'm so thankful na itong pagbasang ito ang napag-usapan natin ngayong gabi, itong araw na ito. Dahil ang daming sinasabi, it's such a simple reading.
Yeah.
Pero ang dami niya sinasabi doon sa ating buhay, doon sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. At kung ikaw if you're burdened, if you're going through a crisis, ay talagang all you have to do is go back to this and look at this na yung maliit gabutil na pananampalataya. It is more than enough to lift us up.
Yeah.
Because the grace of God is there.
Alam mo, itong sinasabi ni Brother Willie reminds me yung pinag-aralan natin noon pa sa philosophy, tapos madalas nating mabanggit pag season of Advent, yung tungkol sa yung reflections on hope nung philosopher na si Gabriel Marcel. Tapos sinasabi niya na yung hope hindi naman daw pareho ng optimism.
Or wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking, sabi niya, it's really situated, sabi niya, in temptation to despair.
Yes.
It's when you are really tempted to despair, sabi niya, that hope can begin, sabi niya ganun. Yeah, because it is then that you will learn to relax and to be patient and to look for what is not yet there.
Gusto ko pong i-connecta itong Ebanghelyo sa mismong second part ng Gospel. For a servant who continued to work even when he was so tired.
Yeah.
And then he continued to work. And
with all humility.
With all humility, continued to serve. He did not felt entitled.
I didn't feel entitled.
I need to rest. I deserve this. I deserve that. And yet he humbly continued serving without question.
Yes.
And then after the day, he said, I did not do anything. I'm just doing my part as a servant.
That's right. Palagi ko, mas maligaya ito kesa doon sa feeling entitled. Tapos, pag di niya makuha, masama ang loob niya. Di ba parang nakakalungkot yung mga taong nagpapagod pero masama ang loob? Kaya, they feel so burdened. Di ba? There is no sense of fulfillment in it.
Meron pong
kasi grudging
Opo, totoo yan. Itong sinasabi ni Bishop tsaka ni Kuya Willie. Pwede natin kumberte siguro sa marami sa mga kababayan natin, yung nararanasan po nila, yung parang minamaliit.
Yeah.
Yung, di ba marami po sa mga kababayan natin, nanliliit at kuminsan, hindi lang nanliliit. Yung nanliliit kasi yung paningin mo sa sarili mo. Pero yung minamaliit, marami din pong ganyan. Yung talagang kahit hindi maliit yung pagtingin mo sa sarili mo, pag minamaliit ka ng iba, pag mababa yung tingin, maliit ang tingin ng iba sa iyo.
When you are being belittled,
yung nga sabi mo, kinukwento mo yung kaibigan mong parang tinatanong, nakatapos ka ba ng high school? Anong natapos mo yung ganon? Yung parang all the more, that is where grace bounds all the more. Doon po talaga umaapaw ang grasya ng Diyos. Tingnan niyo po yung kwento ng Israel. Tingnan niyo po yung kwento ng mga santo. Tingnan niyo po yung mga kwento. Mismo si Jesus mismo. Pag tayo'y minamalit, all the more, the grace of God abounds. Kabaligtaran po, pag nagmamalaki naman tayo. When we want to increase, when we feel we have the upper hand, no? Hindi po natin sinasabing masama yan, pero pag pumasok na po sa ulo natin yan, at ito na inisip nating dito ako, parang ito yung pangahawakan ko bilang pinagmumulan ng aking kaligayahan. I think we are not very stable in that sense. Because somebody will be better or bigger.
Yung concept of chosen people, di ba? Kung minsan, sa history, kasaysayan ng Israel, kung minsan, pumasok din sa ulo nila to. Parang we're God's favorites.
We are the one.
Kaya when you read the book of Deuteronomy, ang dalas nung ganyang mga paalala nung writer.
Kahit si Jesus, yung batikos niya, ganyan din.
It was not because you were great that I chose you, sabi niya. It was in fact because you were the smallest and the least, sabi niya.
Even Paul also repeated that. I did not call the wise and the learned.
The learned,
But
nandun pa rin yung parallel, Father Deo, dahil napili ang bayang ito, ngunit pumasok sa kanilang isip at kalooban, yung kami yung pinili. We are the chosen people.
We deserve it.
Parang nakalimutan na naman yung pagiging maliit. Despite their smallness of size, nakalimutan nila na kaya nga kayo pinili dahil nga dun sa inyong pagiging maliit. Despite that, kayo pa rin ang aking pinili.
At saka doon sa kanilang pagiging maliit, then God's greatness will become more manifest.
Yes, it is in my weakness.
Kung pinapalaki mo yung sarili mo, parang hindi ang lilitaw yung the greatness of God, hindi ba?
Paul is exactly like that when he said that God is perfected in our weakness.
Yeah.
Kumbaga sa habang ibinibigay mo sa Panginoon ang lahat, kahit na ikaw ay nahihirapan, kahit na may pagsubok, doon nangingibabaw na it is not I who triumph, but it is my Lord Jesus who triumph.
Kaya nga sa Ebanghelyo, you always hear Jesus talk about the little ones, the anawim, the poor, the sick, those who are possessed by evil spirits, those who are sin, minamaliit, minamaltrato ng lipunan. And we see even our church have a very strong preferential option for the poor. And sana po maging buhay sa ating pananalig sa Diyos at sa ating sarili, na pag tayo minamaliit o nakakapalniit ang ating kalagayan at karanasan, that is where the grace of God abounds. Just hold on and never give up.
Yeah.
Baka po ma-miss natin yung isang punto na nandun talaga yung grasya ng Diyos. Hindi po tayo pinapabayaan, pero lalong dyan natin mararanasan that really God sustains us in these most trying times. It is not about increasing, but recognizing already what we have. And it is in this way, lalo na pag gusto nating mag-give up, sana po, never give up. Magbabalik po ang Men of Light at babasahin po natin ang ating mga text messages, ating mga prayers at greetings from Facebook.
Yes.
And then we'll have our prayer and blessing. Babalik po ang Men of Light.